Today we are making a quick, cheap, and easy meal. My 3 favorite ways to cook, right? All it takes is one pan and a quick trip to your freezer. Here's this week's Brittany's Bites. It is National Frozen Foods Day. Hey, that can mean a lot of things, right? So I decided, what do I normally keep in my freezer? What do I normally make with it? Well, one of the things I almost always have, peas and carrots. Please and thank you, peas and carrots, right? And I have a couple of dishes that I make with that. And I went back and forth between which one I should make for today. So I decided, well, I'll make one this week and then tease ahead. I'm gonna make a different one next week. And I'm gonna use half the bag this week and half the bag next week. And it's really an economical way to cook as well. I know we all love our fresh ingredients, but sometimes we either just don't have them on hand or they're a little more expensive than we want to buy for that week. So I'm only really using one, I guess technically 2 if you consider fresh garlic, fresh ingredients. The other one is a green onion. We're gonna get to what we're making. We're making fried rice. And you can add a lot of things to it, obviously. I'm going with the basics today. You can add some meat to it. You can add extra veggies and do a stir fry as well. I'm just keeping it very basic. And one of the things that you probably love when you go to the restaurant is the way that the fried rice at the restaurant tastes way different than the fried rice at home. There's one key ingredient, I promise you, sesame oil. Toasted sesame oil too can really do it. I already have some going in here because I'm going to layer this in at every level to really bring out the taste. Now granted, this is very strong, so you have to be careful with it. I have a little bit of the sesame oil heating up in the pan here, sort of going all over the place. And obviously with your fried rice, you usually think of eggs, right? So I just have a couple of eggs with a little bit of water, and I beat it up with some salt and pepper, and we're gonna do low and slow. And while that's going here, we're gonna talk a little bit about what else we're gonna do, and I'm gonna keep an eye on this. So if you were adding some meat to this, and I almost did some fake chicken, you know me, but obviously you could do some real chicken, you would do that first and then kind of pull it to the side. And then we bring in the vegetables and then finally the rice. And speaking of the rice, I wanted to go all in on the frozen foods theme. You've probably seen these in the frozen foods section too. I ended up getting jasmine rice today, but they have frozen quinoa. I'm gonna be honest, I usually make my fried rice with quinoa. They have brown rice, whatever you want. I just grabbed that one. So this, the rice and the veggies are coming out of the freezer, and then I just have some sauces, condiments that you have in your fridge probably already. Soy sauce, some sort of hot sauce, and again, this pantry ingredient, that's the key. So we've got the eggs going. I'm just gonna wait till that gets all light and fluffy. Then I'm gonna transfer them out into a little bowl and go into the next step. Okay, we basically have our eggs done here. They're almost cooked all the way through, but obviously we're gonna add it back in at the end. So it's okay if they're not completely done, but they're nice and light and fluffy, quite a bit here actually. So we're gonna take that out and then add in our veggies. Okay, set those off to the side. Then we're gonna add more of our key ingredient here, the sesame oil. And we've still got our hot pan here. So what I'm gonna do, again, I mentioned that one piece of fresh ingredient, it just gives it that little pop. We've got a green onion, and we're gonna be very economical about it. We're gonna use both the white end and the green end. So instead of chopping up some onions, I'm just gonna use the white part of the green onion there, and that will give a lot more flavor to our dish. I'm gonna add in, again, our only other fresh ingredient. I just minced up 1 clove of fresh garlic, and then I'm gonna add in half a bag of our peas and carrots, and we're almost done. Okay, we are good to go with our peas and carrots and our green onions and our garlic in there. I'll bend down, I don't know if you can hear it sizzling. I love the sound of a good sizzle. All right, now we're gonna add some of our sauces and the rice, and then we're good to go. So you can kind of do what you want here, right? Basically, you definitely probably want to add a little soy sauce. I love to kick it up a notch, so I'm probably gonna put in a little sriracha, and I also love this chili garlic sauce. So I'm just gonna squirt a little or a lot in there, and a little spoonful. A little of this goes a long way too, the same with the sesame oil. So really be careful if you don't love spicy food. And then also some soy sauce. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, back to that frozen rice that we've just puffed up in the microwave. It's that simple. I just used 2 packages of that and it's all good to go. Put that in here. Oh yeah, nice sticky jasmine rice. Perfect. And then I'm gonna add in the eggs again. And at this point, you would also add in, if you had made some chicken or some beef or anything else, pork maybe, you can add that in at this point too. All right, I'm gonna add a little more soy sauce here. Whoa, it's coming out. Okay, we are all ready to serve it up. That came together so quickly. You could do this as a side dish, or you could do it as your main meal, of course, especially if you're adding your own protein to it. But this smells fantastic. And again, very simple ingredients right out of the freezer. Remember those green onions? That'll be the last step. Just do a little garnish on top there. And now you have, from the freezer, homemade fried rice. Cheers. Well, if you have a recipe you would like to share, maybe a picture of one of your versions of my recipes, or maybe an idea for a future segment, you can text us at 614-460-3345 or just find me on social media.